to a storm of steel, the catastrophic hailstorm crash of Lufthansa Flight 4. The late afternoon skies over Munich on July 12, 1984, betrayed no hint of the violence to come as Lufthansa Flight 2904 prepared for its routine descent. The Airbus A310, carrying 146 passengers and crew from Frankfurt to Athens with a stop in Munich, encountered what began as light turbulence at 18,000 feet. Captain Hans-Jürgen Merten, a veteran with 12,000 flight hours, exchanged a glance with his first officer as the first raindrops streaked across the windshield. Within minutes, those scattered drops transformed into an apocalyptic barrage of hailstones the size of golf balls, pounding the aircraft with the fury of 1,000 hammers. The storm cell had developed with terrifying speed, catching both pilots and air traffic control by surprise. Radar returns showed a massive red blob directly in the flight path. But by the time controllers issued a warning, the Airbus was already committed to its descent. The first hailstone impacts sounded like gunfire against the fuselage, startling passengers who had been dozing in their seats. Then came the sickening crunch as ice chunks shattered the forward cockpit windows, exposing the pilots to a deafening roar of wind and water. Captain Merton's hands flew to his face as glass fragments embedded in his skin. His vision reduced to a red haze of pain and blood. Critical systems began failing in rapid succession. The hail shredded the leading edges of the wings, disrupting airflow and destroying lift. Ice chunks clogged the engine intakes, causing both power plants to surge violently before flaming out completely. The electronic flight instrument system flickered and died as hail penetrated the avionics bay. In the cabin, oxygen masks dropped automatically as the plane depressurized, adding to the growing panic. Flight attendants struggled to maintain order as luggage tumbled from overhead bins, and children screamed in terror. First Officer Klaus Bauer took control of the stricken aircraft, his hands trembling on the yoke as he attempted to restart the engines. The Airbus was now a glider, descending rapidly through the storm with no power and limited instrumentation. Through his one good eye, Captain Merton could see the dark outline of Munich Airport's runway 26L emerging from the rain. But the plane was coming in too fast and too low. The ground proximity warning system blared its urgent pull-up command as the airspeed indicator spun wildly, its sensor destroyed by hail. At 4:22 p.m. local time, the Airbus struck the ground 800 meters short of the runway threshold. The left wing sheared off first, spinning the fuselage like a top, before the nose section ploughed into a concrete drainage ditch. Fuel tanks ruptured on impact, sending a fireball hundreds of feet into the air that could be seen from the control tower. Rescue crews arriving at the scene faced a nightmare. Survivors trapped in twisted metal, jet fuel fires burning out of control, and hailstones still falling with enough force to dent emergency vehicles. In the aftermath, investigators would determine that the hail had exceeded the aircraft certification limits by nearly 300%. The storm's unprecedented intensity combined with several critical factors. The vulnerability of the Airbus's forward-facing cockpit windows, the engine intake design that funneled hail into the compressors, and the lack of real-time weather radar integration in 1984 air traffic systems. Most tragically, the crash revealed how quickly a modern airliner could be reduced to a helpless glider when nature unleashed its full fury. The accident prompted sweeping changes in aviation safety. Aircraft manufacturers redesigned cockpit windows to withstand greater impacts, improved engine inlet protection systems, and developed more robust weather radar for flight decks. Air traffic control implemented new protocols for detecting and avoiding severe weather cells. Perhaps most importantly, pilot training now emphasizes recognition of and escape from microbursts and hailstorms, with simulators recreating the exact conditions that doomed Flight 2904. Today, a simple memorial near Munich Airport bears the names of the 23 passengers and crew who perished that afternoon. Their sacrifice led to safety improvements that have saved countless lives since, a bitter legacy born from one of aviation's most violent encounters with nature's wrath. The story of Lufthansa Flight 2904 serves as a humbling reminder that for all our technological advancements, we remain at the mercy of the skies we dare to traverse.